So I think we can jump into business now. Yeah, so guys, today it's a new day, and today we are back. This is the first time having our episode during the day. That's because maybe today is a special day because today is my birthday. Yeah, so today is a special day, and we are having our episode during the day. So we'll be looking at that. Let me confirm we are live on YouTube. Let me confirm if we are live on YouTube. Yeah, so guys, we are live on YouTube. Yeah. So today we are gonna have the episode in the afternoon, and then we will just have to continue from where we ended yesterday or in the previous episode. So in this episode, we are gonna continue with where we ended, right? Yesterday we built this and then this card. So today we are going to be working around this stuff, right? The coffee, the drinks and all that. We are going to be working around that. So let's first check if we have the images in here, so that when we get there we can just move on and use it. All right, so let's go to images. Yeah, so these are all the images. We have them in here. So what we can do is to select all these images. All right, I'm gonna select all these images and save them into a single folder, and then I think I'll just move that folder to our folder where we'll be using them, right? So yeah, so let's export all these images and use them later. So let's export these images. Guys, this is the episode 5. So if you are watching for the first time, don't forget to check out the channel and revisit the previous episodes that we've worked on. Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna have this in here. Then when we go in here, we would look at all the images and we are gonna just cut them. Right, we are gonna cut all of them and use them inside of our app. Right, so let me copy this, and then when we go into the app, we already talked about assets and everything. Yeah, Miss Maya, I'm in Ghana. Right, I'm in Ghana. So we're going to talk about the dummy images. So let's say dummy assets. Yeah, I'm in Ghana, and where are you watching from? Yeah, I'm at Lakeside, somewhere around Greater Accra. That's where I am. Yeah, guys, don't forget to check out the YouTube channel for the previous episodes. Right, this is episode 5 of the Code Researcher mobile application development journey. So don't forget to check out the other episodes. Okay, then I guess we're not so far from each other, because I have my workplace. My company is at School Junction, Hajingano. So yeah, sure, don't no worries, just drop a DM and then we are good to go. Yeah, so guys, when we add a new asset path, we have to include that path in our prospect.yaml, right? So I'm going to copy the path reference of this. Boss says, please, I need a monitor. Yeah, okay, don't worry, just drop a follow. Is it affiliated to algorithm? Yeah, this is mobile application development, and all applications you need an algorithm and all that to write an application, but this is more of a front end thing. So even if you are going to write algorithms, it's not going to be so much compared to back end. Yeah, so don't worry, if you want to learn more, just yeah, Miss Maya, I do that as well for one-on-one sessions online, and then Yeah, okay, scared. So you can send me a DM and then we'll have a full conversation on that. Yeah, so guys, when you add, yeah, so guys, you can all just send a DM, right? Miss Maya, just drop a DM. I'll return to you after the live. And also Skirt, you can also drop a DM, and sure, that's great. Yeah, so guys, if you want to have a full preview of what we are doing, once again, check out the YouTube channel, Code with Secho. I'm sharing a full screen there with a camera. You can see who is speaking, my face, and all that. So you can check out the YouTube channel to see who is behind the voice. Yeah, so this is episode 5, and we are adding these assets, which are the coffee assets. We are adding the coffee assets to our assets so that we can use them anytime we want, right? Yeah. So after adding new assets directory, you have to specify that directory in your popspec.yaml. After the specification, then you run your Flutter pop get, right? So you run Flutter pop get, right? When you do that, then you are good to go. Now you can go into the core app assets, and let's drop a comment here. So let's say dummy coffee assets, right? So this is going to be our coffee assets. We're just going to specify them in here. So what we can do is we can either create, I've sent you a DM, please try and reply. Thank you. All right, Skirt, I'll reply just after the live, right? Yeah, and don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, right? Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel. Yeah. So what's the next thing? We can just call all these assets, right? We can just specify all these assets in here, and then we'll use them in the app as we move on, right? So there's gonna be a lot of assets, right? Okay, this is the YouTube channel. The name is Code with Secho. Yeah, that's the name, Code with Secho. So you can check out the channel and have access to all the videos that I've been doing so far, and all the sessions as well. Yeah, so guys, we are going to create a dummy assets class, right? We are going to create a dummy asset reference to all this. Let me see, 1 2 3. It's a lot, but we just have to keep quiet and do it. Yeah, so let's start from the first one, and then we'll call it a bakery asset. Guys, it's a lot, right? So we pick bakery, path reference, and this, then we drop it here, right? What we can do now is to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Guys, that's a lot, but let's see. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay. So let's copy path reference and replace all that. All right, so let's call this customize customize mag. Yeah, and then the espresso one, we are gonna have this as well. Your YouTube yeah, so we are gonna have this as well for our espresso. So let's check the espresso. Guy, forget coding, AI is taking over. Okay, good luck with that. I wish you all the best. If you want to drop such comments, you can create your own live and drop it in there. Don't go under somebody's live and create such useless comments, right? If you don't know what's up, don't stress yourself. Yeah, so let's create this one. Oh no, that one is a hard feeling, bro. When you talk about AI replacing developers, do you think AI just wakes up and say, let me create this app? Or how old have you been in the development industry? whoever is using the AI to create an app needs to understand the basics of what's going on. And what we are doing here is exactly what everybody needs to do before they can go into creating applications with AI. So if you think you've been here before or you are already okay with this, then you can move on with your life so that those that are learning will focus and learn. When they get to the point where they feel like they are okay, then they can also move on developing with AI. Okay? Yeah. So if you want to drop such comments, you can just create your own live and drop it in there. Not here. Thank you. So we have that, and then we are going to pick this one. Yeah, we are going to pick this one. I've been in this industry for 6 years. And if I want to code with AI, I can code anytime I want. If my company wants me to code with AI, I can do it anytime I want. But what happens when we are all out? Who now uses the AI to code? Nobody. Sorry. Yeah, so we have this, and then we are going to code this. So we have tea bags and all that. Yeah, bag is stuck when using. Yeah. Even today, even now, you use AI to kind of generate codes. AI gets confused, so you have to know exactly what you are doing in order to get AI to give you the exact output that you want. So if you don't want to learn the basics, if you don't want to read documentations and you want to go ahead building with AI, nobody is stopping you from building with AI, but don't discourage those that want to understand the basics before they even go with AI. Yeah, so we are done with our assets. The next thing is to try and use them in our code. Okay. Yeah, this is a MacBook Pro M5. This is MacBook Pro M5. Yeah, so the next thing we do is now I think we have our images, right? We have all the images, so let's go back to the design and see where we can start from. Alright, so base M5. Yeah, this the base M5, not the Pro. The MacBook Pro, but the chip is the base M5. Yeah, so we are going to design this. We are going to design these categories right now. And Charlie, if you have to pay enough attention to what we are about to do now, because it can get a little bit crazy, right? Because we have to categorize all these elements, which means we would be dealing with a new data type or a new class, which is called models, right? So we are going to create a model for drink, right? We are going to create a model for coffee. Okay, let's say coffee. So that will contain the image of the coffee and then the name of the coffee and then the category that it belongs to. So this items here belongs to the drinks category. This items here belongs to the food category. This items here belongs to home coffee, and then this one belongs to merchandise, right? Like 16 gigabyte of RAM and or yeah, it's 16 gigabyte RAM and then 1 TB storage. So we are going to build this right now. Yeah, so time to run our app and see if we have everything set. Yeah, guy, it's very fast. It's very much okay. I use it for streaming on multiple platforms and continuously use it to simultaneously use it to run my softwares and all that. So it's very good. You should try it out. If you have the funds, just go for it. Yeah, so guys, this is what we've been able to achieve in the 4th episode. If you check the design, this is what we've been able to achieve. Yeah, this is that, and we are using Flutter. Yeah, so we are going to create the rest of the elements, which is going to be the drinks category, right? So let me rearrange this, yeah, so that we can use this. Why not Swift? Yeah, I'm using that because Flutter is multi-platform, and for beginners who can't yeah, for beginners who just want to build apps or who want to learn app development, it will be best they start with something that is cross-platform, where they can build for both Android and iOS before they move into native builds, which is iOS alone and then Android alone. So that's why I'm working currently with Flutter and not Swift. So we have this, and then we are going to build this. So before we build this, we have to create some new directory, right? Since we are using the MVVVM, that's a lot of V's. Guys, we are using the MVVM, right, architecture. So the same app can be on Android and iOS. Yeah, if you build with Flutter, the same app can run on Android and iOS. It can also, you can also use it to build for web, you can use it to build for desktop, you can use it to build for Linux or Mac OS. That is Flutter. Yeah, so guys, we are going to build this. So let's start with creating our model class. So we have the model class, and then we have the view class. The view is what contains all this, right? So we have landing screen, and then we have widgets. Okay, so maybe we have to rename this to maybe landing screen view or whatever. So we have the landing screen, we have the views already. We are going to create the models, right? So it's in this models class that we are going to code. Are we using Flutter? What do you think about React Native? Yeah, so React Native is okay, but it's best for developers that are coming from web development background, right? So for developers that are already familiar with React for web and all that, it's just easy for them to move to React Native because they don't have to relearn the whole code base, they don't have to relearn folder structuring and all that. But if you want to select the one that's best, I think Flutter is more usable, or Flutter is better compared to React Native. Yeah, that's because Flutter runs like the native app. Flutter's compilation and communications with the native platforms, which is either your Android or iOS, runs completely like a native app will do on those particular devices, right? It needs no betweener, like how JavaScript, React Native needs a betweener to communicate what's going on from the app to the OS of the underlying platform. So yeah, if you don't want to learn a new code and maybe new syntaxes and the rest, React is okay. But if you want to learn, you want to connect your Laravel WhatsApp to website to Flutter. I don't understand the connect because that's new to me. You want to connect your Laravel this into website, I think. Yeah, it's easier to build on Figma, yeah, the UI, and then code the functionality on Flutter, for example. Yeah, it's easier that way. Yeah, that's even the best way because you need a design to code. So if you have the design, you just go into development on your Flutter screen, and you don't have to stress yourself because everything is laid out for you. All you have to do is to make sure you build according to the design. Yeah, so about connecting your Laravel website to Flutter, is it like, okay, so you already have the Laravel website. And okay, so it's simple. You just have to, you need a widget in Flutter called WebView. You need the WebView widget, all right? So you can start your whole app, and all you have to do is to call this WebView widget, and then inside of the WebView widget, you supply the URL to your Laravel website. So when users run the app, they will just be connected directly to the website. So it's like running a website inside of an app. Yeah. So guys, let's continue. Let's give a space and then a size burst with a little bit of a bigger height. So let's put an 80.0 height between these elements. Right. Let's put 40.0, and then we are going to build this element right now. So the first thing we have to do is to create a model that will hold this class, this element, right? To hold the image, the asset location, and then the name of that particular asset, right? So when we come here and we create a class, we will call it FoodModel, right? Because our class is all about food. So when we create a class, we'll call it FoodModel, and then we are going to name create instances for this FoodModel, right? For this food. So the first one is first things first, we will create an integer of an ID, right? Of an ID for the food. So when we have our elements, so final integer food, so that will be the ID if we have the element in a list. In order to kind of get this particular element, we'll use that ID to identify it when we finally put them in a list. I'm using Apple, I'm using MacBook. So we have the food ID, and then we have the final string. So integer here is just specifying a number, which will later be an ID, and then the string here is specifying a normal text, right, which will later be the name, right, of the food, and then the final string, and they will say image, right, image URL. So we are assuming that the food image URL is going to come from the back end, or maybe what's a deployed server somewhere or whatever. So we are just assuming that this element, which is the image URL, the name, the ID, are going to come from some place B. Are going to come from some place B. That's what we are thinking. And then what we will also do is that we will do final string, and then we specify the category that it belongs to, right? So the category of foods that this particular food model belongs to, we'll specify that as well. So when we come here, we'll just create a constructor. We'll just create a constructor of the food model, and then let me see. So we'll just create a constructor of this food model. We are going to add the ID, the name, the image, and then the category, right? We'll create all this. How many months does it take to master JavaScript? To master a particular programming language or a particular language, there's no matter the months it takes. It's just how long you've been. It's all about experience, right? And so if you want to master it quickly, build more apps, right? Build more apps, read more, and make sure you do less of AI, right? You do less of AI, then that should help you master it quickly. But you always have to read. So there's no day you say you are the master of JavaScript, but you always have to read. Hi, Conscious. Okay, DTM, if you want to learn what we are doing right now, the mobile applications development, Nah, I have no idea how to get that key on Lenovo ThinkPad. Maybe, I don't know, there are ways around it, but I have no idea. Maybe unless you go install some cracked version or whatever. Yeah, which will not help you at the end of the day. So yeah. So guys, you want to learn, right? DTM, check out the YouTube channel, okay? There is a WhatsApp link. I'm live on YouTube right now, so there is a WhatsApp link in the description of the live. When you go on there, you yeah, I develop web as well. When you go on there, you have access to the WhatsApp link, all right, the official WhatsApp channel. You can join from there, and then okay, you can join from there, and then we'll talk about how you can get started. Already, this is the episode 5 of the video. So when you join the WhatsApp channel and the YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe, and then from there you can learn. You can start from the episode 1, and in 2 or 3 days you should be able to understand the basics of what we are doing. All right, so conscious, what are you talking about? So guys, after creating these two, we can move on to actually building our stuff, right? So when we come in here, I tried F1 to enter case bar. Okay, try escape, right? Try escape and see if that will work. I don't know, you were talking about getting into BIOS, so yeah, try escape. Yeah, okay, so guys, where are we? Let's go into the development, right? So now this is what we are building. We are building this. So what we have to do is to create a list of all the drinks we have here, right? All the items. We are going to create a dummy list of those items, and then we would use that list later in development, right? So we have to create something like a final list, right? We'll create a final list of the food model, and then we'll call it food, right? Or let's just make it food list so that you understand it. And then we have this. So in here we are going to have a list of all the food models, right? We are going to have a list of all this. This is a lot, but we have to do it. So let me do this. Yeah, so let's start. We are going to have the first food model, and we are going to give it an ID. But guys, to write all this, I'm feeling lazy to write all this, right? So what I can do is that I'll copy this asset, right? I'll copy this asset. When I copy this asset, I'll just copy this class, and then I'll give it to this Google Gemini to generate dummy data for me. So because writing that is a whole lot, I don't want to go in and write all that. So let's say so let's go in there, and then I'll say generate dummy data list. All right, generate dummy data list, generate dummy data for this, and then I'll paste this, and then I'll paste this. Yeah, this way you can get our record quickly, and then we just move on. Yeah, so as you can see, we have all our list. Hey, I gave you the 10 as an integer, and you ended up generating a string for me. Next time, don't do that. Yeah, so now we can just use this in here, right? And then when we come to the list, we'll just paste this. So all we have to do is that this thing see what it did though, guys. So we have to do some edits ourselves, and let's call app assets and do dot this. Alright, let's see the price. Who asked you to add price? There was no price in there. Guys, this thing generated its own thing. Yeah, who is calling? Summit Football, whatever. Who is calling, guys? I'm available. Just say what the word, and your soul shall be healed. Yeah, so we're gonna have up assets. Alright. Guys, the thing this AI game is making me fun. Okay, I didn't give it the model class and all that. Yeah, all good, Brave. What's up, guys? Guys, don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, right? I'm live on YouTube. If you want to learn this mobile application development, the basics, and understand everything that you see online in every mobile applications, this is a chance for you to join this buzz. We are in the episode 5 of the whole journey, so you should check it out before we move to episode 6 or episode 7. Yeah, so hello guys. Anything, just drop it in the comment section. Can't see your code well. Yeah, code is dev. Yeah, the issue is that TikTok don't want me to stream with my PC, right? So I've always been on live and on YouTube. Anytime I'm live on TikTok, I'm live on YouTube. So over there you can have full access to the code base, and then you can see exactly what I'm doing, right? So you can check out the YouTube channel. Yeah, if you just check out the YouTube channel, the name is Code with Secho, and then you should have access to what we are doing. Sorry for the plenty up and downs, right? Yeah, so you can decide to jump to framework without understanding the piece of code behind that framework, but you'll still come back to that piece of code as you are moving on. So the best thing is to at least understand the basics, right? I always talk about the basics. Understand the basics so that even when you begin using your framework, you can understand why this and this and this lead to this. That is all. So yeah, you can say you want to jump, but it's not advisable because you still come back. Oh, guy, this thing really generated a lot of data, and this is my first time. I would like to ask some questions privately. All right, cool. Let's def. You can send a DM. Is your model going to use active learning or trained? I'm not building an AI model, guys. This is I am just building a dummy food data to represent my food elements, right? We are building a coffee shop app, right? We are building a coffee shop app, and that is what I'm working on right now. So it's just a normal coffee shop app that we are building, and the model you see here, it's a class that holds the coffee shop data, right? So for the food data in the shop, this particular class named FoodModel is what is holding those elements, right? So it's not an AI model that we are building. It's just a normal class that is holding data about a food. So attributes of a food, that is what it's holding. We good? So yeah, now our final element, then we move to development. Oh shit. Yeah, so image URL and then app assets, and then we do this. Yeah, all right. Cool as dev. I'll check my DM. Okay, just after the live, I'll reply to all the messages. So guys, now we have our model. Now, how do we use this model? That is the main question. How do we use this model to achieve this? Okay, so when we come here, seems like the categories are This thing just generated something for me. I didn't give it enough data to feed on, so it just generated anything at all. So let's change the categories to I think we have, do we have the merchandise? Yeah, we have merchandise, right? At home coffee, we have food. Let's keep it at drinks, food, and then merchandise. So this, we can have it as food, right? This category can also be food, and then this category can be drink. We don't have to do much, right? So this can also be drink. Guys, don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, right? That is where you have access to all the video episodes, all right, the previous episodes and other videos that concerns mobile application development, right? So don't forget to check out the YouTube channel and have access to all that. The name of the channel, okay, the name of the channel is Code with Secho. Down here, yeah, in the comment section, Code with Secho, so you should check it out. So every coffee is a drink, and every sweet becomes a food, and tea becomes a drink, and this becomes food. And which one again? Wool beans, let's call it merchandise, right? Yeah, so let's just put this here. And now we have our elements and their categories. So what next? The next thing we are doing is to first build this. Alright, so we are going to build a row. You already know about a row. If you don't know about a row, check episode 1 and 2. You understand a row. Because now I assume we've moved on to we now look at bigger stuff, because role is the basic that we discussed at the beginning of everything. Yeah, so what we are going to have is that we are going to have a category, right, as a medium staff. So if you check this particular element is, let me see, 20, and it's bold, right? So we are going to use our app text dot bold, right? And then in here we are going to put the category name. So for now, let's just put drinks. Okay, let's just put drinks, and then we are going to have these drinks. And then the next one is that text. So we are, if you check the text says CO, and that CO is basically telling you that this is a button that you can click. And as far as it's a button that you can click, and the button has a text, then that means it's a text button, right? So what we do is to change the CO, we put it in a text button, right? We'll put it in the text button widget, and then we would do this on the on press. The on press function is what happens when we press this particular button. So we are saying when we press the particular button, open drinks page. That is our to do. Yeah, if you don't know to do is basically saying that this is what we will do later. So for the text, we are going to call app text, right? And it's going to be regular, and the text is going to be CO. So the text is going to be CO, like we have here. Hi bro, I want to learn software app development. Okay, Caleb, it's great to have you on board. If you want to learn, check out the YouTube channel. All right, we are live on YouTube. On the description of this live, there is a WhatsApp channel for you, so you can join that channel, and don't forget to stay in there for updates on what to do next. We've already started the journey, and this is the episode 5 of this particular software development or mobile app development journey. So when you get on the YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe and then check the playlist, which is Flutter Crash Course. No, it's not paid. This is free, so you are free to just go in there and then check the course. This is a full course, and we are developing a full mobile app, from start to finish so that you learn everything you need to know about mobile app development, so that from here you can go learn yourself, do more research, and be able to build beautiful stuff. All you have to do is to join the channel for updates. Yeah. So guys, we're gonna have this, which is see all, and the font size in there, it's 14, right? So let's check this. And I think I'm late. Oh, don't worry, the episodes are short, so you are free to go. Right, so guys, we need to specify our font size, right? We need to specify our font size. So we are going to use the medium font size, right? And then we'll specify the size, which will be 14.0. Caleb, you are very early, so just go check it out. Yeah, you are not late. Guys, thanks for the follow. Don't forget to check out the channel as well. And then the color, we are going to use app colors, all right? And then we are going to use the fresh mint color, which is this. So now you can see we have our see all in here, and then we have the category as well. That's great. Yeah, so we have our see all, and then we have the category as well. Now we have to list the elements under this particular category, right? That is where the trick comes in. So let's do this. Currently I'm just building everything raw. After that, then we will go in and do the picky stuff where we pick something and put it here based on their category and all that. Yeah, so don't worry, you are going to learn some tricks and skills in here. So the next thing we do is to put a vertical spacing, all right, between these elements. So we are going to have a height of 16 to separate them. And then the next thing we will do is to call. Now when you check this, we have 3 elements in a row, right, and then multiple elements in a column. So how do we do that? Guys? We have a widget called wrap that we can use to do that. So let's start with that. We have a widget called wrap that we can use to do that, and we have a widget called grid that we can also use to do that. So let's check all of them and see the one that we will go with. So when you go children, for the children, you have the food list, which is this. All right, you have the food list. So all you have to do is to use the spread operator. Right, if you are new to the spread operator, I have it in one of the videos in the Flutter Essentials class, all right, the Flutter Essentials playlist. So when you check it out there, then you are good to go. You have access to all this. Yeah, so when you use the spread operator, which is these 3 dots, right, you do this. So you are going to return a particular element. So let's return assets, right? We'll return image.assets, and then we'll specify the location of this assets. So we discussed image.assets in episode 2 of this session. Episode 2, episode 3, we use it for this particular element here. So when you visit these 2 episodes, you have access to all this. Now you see I'm drawing you back to the previous episodes if you need an understanding or explanation of a particular widget or a particular element that we are using. That's why I say, guys, don't miss a single episode if you want to fully understand this. Right. Yeah, so the episodes are all on the YouTube channel. So even if you miss it, you can still search code with Searcho and have access to them. So we have this. In the name section, we are going to specify the location of this particular asset. And then when you check the food list, we already specify the assets, which is the image URL, and they are all here. So all we have to do is to jump in here, and then we'll call this food element, right? We'll call this food dot image URL. Now when we run this, we should have access to our food. Yeah, so as you can see, now we have access to all the food elements on the screen, but the UI says that we have to make them look like this and not like this. You get it? So every food element must have their name following them, which means they are going to be aligned in a vertical order, right? So what we will do is to make sure that instead of returning just the image, we will return a column, right? You understand column in episode 2 and episode 3. So we are going to return a column, and then in the children of this column, you drop the food, and then just below the food, we'll have a constant size box, right, which is 8.0. I think 8.0 is very small, looking at what we have there. So constant size box 16.0, right, and then we are gonna have the text which describes the name of the food, right? Guys, don't forget to check out the channel, okay? That's where you learn everything from episode 1. This is episode 5. Episode 1, we discussed the installation and everything about the Flutter, the path we will follow. Episode 2, we started a build and everything. So yeah, go check it out. So this particular text down here, is of size 14 and it is medium, right? So we just have to go into our class, and then we'll call the app text, and then we'll call the medium text. Yeah, we are here, bro. Richard, are you a Flutter dev or you React Native? So we're gonna give it a font size which is 14. If you want to check the size of the text, right? And you are using Figma or which other design platform, you just have to highlight that particular text, and then when you go down here, the typography section, you see the name of the text, the font weight, and then the size. Yeah. So we have 14, and then for the text, that is the name of the food, right? Oh, I'm more of a Flutter, but I can also do React Native. Great, that's beautiful. Yeah, so I am full Flutter, right? And then I do native as well. I do native Android, and I also do KMP, Kotlin multi-platform, and a little bit of Swift. I'm now moving into Swift, yeah, and then Angular, and then the rest as well. Yeah, so don't forget to check out the channel, right? Yeah, Flutter dev, so don't forget to check out the channel. Videos drop every day. We go on live every day. Yeah. So sharp, bro. Yeah, I'm live right now. So when you go there, you get a chance to see the face and the voice behind this. Is it hard to learn coding? And can you have AI help you? Just not do everything for you. Yeah, so as I was designing, you could see that I went here and then I gave AI this prompt to generate dummy data for me. So that's mostly what I use my AI for. For the rest, I read and read and read. You can use AI, but what happens is that when it begins to do everything for you, maybe you have a little issue that you're supposed to read on, right? But as soon as, don't just make it like your number one go-to engine for solutions. That's what I'll say. You can use AI to do stuff. For beginner, what to do to reach. For beginner, check out the YouTube channel, and then I'm live right now, so in the description of the live, check out the description. You have a WhatsApp group in there. Oh yeah, so in the WhatsApp group you have access to, was it the WhatsApp channel? I think I posted the wrong channel. I don't know if that was the WhatsApp channel. Yeah, but you have access to the official WhatsApp channel, Yeah, you have access to the official WhatsApp channel, and then in there you should be able to access the live. Guys, I think I posted the wrong WhatsApp channel link on the video, right? So let me go correct it right now before someone comes for my neck. Let me go correct the link right now before someone comes for my neck. Sorry guys. Yeah, so let me see. This is the WhatsApp channel. Yeah, so let me copy the link and update that before you guys come for my neck. So let me update that before you guys come for my neck. I'm working on it. Second. Okay. Yeah. Update it. Yeah. Okay. So now if you are new to Flutter, yeah, it is free. It is free. 7, you don't have to pay. Just join the channel and learn for yourself. All you have to do is to join the WhatsApp channel for updates, and don't forget to drop a subscription on the YouTube channel so that anytime we go live you would have access to you'll receive notifications, and then you can join and learn as we build. Yeah, so the name of the channel is Code with Secho, and you should check it out. So guys, the next thing is to supply the name of the food, right? So we are going to call the food model, right? So let's call the food model, which is food, then we specify the name. Now when we hot reload this, we should have the name of each food. We should have the name of each food. If I refuse to bring a size box, where is the text going to be at? Oh, this is huge. Seems like the food has a very big okay, let me see if I can reduce that. So let's pick the food, and then let's go into the image.asset, right? So inside of the UI, we are going to pick this food. It's very huge, and then we are going to give it a height, right? We're supposed to pick it like this. Unfortunately, we picked it this way, so we are going to give it a height which will be 120. 120 will be very big, but let's do that and see. So we are going to use height 120, and let's rerun, and now we have this. Okay, this looks okay. Yeah, this height is okay, guys. This height is okay, and I think the next thing for us to do is to also give it a width, because without the width it's all gonna just get scattered on the screen and all that. Yeah, so the next thing we are gonna do is to access this container, right? So now we are going to create this particular container around our element. When you start when do you start? Yeah, so the TikTok live and YouTube live is always at 9 p.m. in the evening GMT, but today is a different day. I'm in the house because of some few stuff. I wasn't able to make it to work to the office, so I'm in the house, and that's why I get a chance to do the live during the day, right? So yeah, and in order not to miss any live, I repeat, you check out the YouTube channel or you join the WhatsApp channel, because I always drop a notification there before I go live. So guys, we are going to create this container which will house our element and its name. So that's what we are going to do. Yeah, so let's go into that. So now let's create a container, right? This whole column is now going to be inside of a container widget. So the child of the container will now be the column, and as you already know, decoration for the container, we are going to use box decoration, and then we have to specify the color, right? So we will call the colors, and the color is white, right? So we'll call colors.white. So if we should rerun our app now, we are going to have something like this. That is looking good already. Yeah, we are going to have something like this. And then looking at the design, every container has a radius, right? So inside of the decoration, we are going to do border radius, and then we'll give it a circular radius. So that would be an 8.0 radius, looking at what we have here. So when we rerun, we now have our container looking like this. Now for the height, guys, I'm trying to get a height of the container, but it seems this user is using components and stuff, and I just find it difficult to take out the particular component and use that height, right? So let me see. Can I take it off? Okay. Okay, he gave the height 174. That 174, I think we can have the height as 160. Yeah. So the height of the container is probably going to be 160.0. Yeah, so now we have it like this. And then for the width, he gave no width, but we have to specify a width, because how are we going to have a height without the width? Else the elements will be aligned anyhow. Yeah, so we have to give it a width so that we can actually have elements in one corner. Right, we can have an even height and width for the elements, and then through that we can just resize it and realign them as we have to. Guys, don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, right? And if you're interested in learning mobile app development, this is the chance for you to join the group and learn with us. So the YouTube channel is Code with Secho in the comment section. We are live on YouTube, and when you go there, you have access to the full screen and then the full display of what we are doing, and then also see my face, the face behind the voice. Yeah, so guys, we have this, we have our height, we have everything. The next thing we have to do is padding, right? As you can see in here, the elements are all away from the container, right? So we have to make sure we give it a very nice padding so that the elements wouldn't be so close as we have here. So for top and bottom alignment, I think the elements are good, right? Looking at what we have here, I think the elements are good with the top and bottom alignment. But if you look closely, when we scroll, it seems our elements are being cut off at the top here and then also at the bottom here. So we would have to correct that. When you check the top here, it seems the elements are cut off, and then the bottom here, they are also off as well. So it's a padding issue. So we just have to go to the top of our screen, and then when we take this off, this vertical 24, our padding issue should be solved. Yeah, so now we have our elements like this. We have our elements like this, as you can see. Now if we want this particular element to come down a little, then what we can do is to put this space before the salutation, so that now when we rerun, we have it this way. Yeah. So we're good to go. Yeah, we are good to go. Yeah. So what next? Let's give the padding for the elements, and then let's give the width. For the width, UI gave no width. UI didn't, I think UI specified the width. Sorry, UI, I'm sorry, okay. Yeah, UI specify the width. If we come here, the width is 124, right? So that's 120 width. So let's give it a width. Where is the container? We have our container and we have a width of 120. All right. Then when we rerun, we now have this. So with an even width, you can see that the elements are now aligned in the center, right? We are using wrap. If you remember, we are using wrap, so the elements are now aligned in the center. Yeah, so now what we can do, right, the next thing we can do is to make sure that we give the padding. Let's do the padding before I forget. So let's do the padding, constant all, right? The edge insect for all should be 8.0 padding, right? And then when we do, we are going to have this. So either the width or the height is fighting us. So now we have the height. Now the next thing we can prevent, all right, you see that we've given padding and then the elements are trying to hit our nose and be like, hey, I don't like what you did. If we want to kind of give a longer name to these elements, all right, assuming we give a name like this and like this, then probably one height is going to be taller than the other heights. Or do we have anything like that? Let's see, dark roast beans. Okay, yeah, I think we are good to go because the height is not fighting us, so I think we are good to go. But we would have to do something at a particular point when we reach somewhere. We are not yet there, so I don't want us to jump across the board. No, Tony, it is not hard at all. It is not hard. It is very easy, right? It is very easy to grasp what we are doing, right? Just check out the name, right? The YouTube channel, Code Researcher. We are actually in a learning phase, and this is the episode. This is a new episode of the learning phase, so you should check out the YouTube channel. The name is Code Researcher. If you are interested in learning mobile application development or software engineering, then you should check out the name. How do you use the interface design for your coding? Interface design, you mean the UI UX? Yeah, so the UI UX, which ID do you use? Yeah, I'm using Android Studio, and the interface design is just, yeah, it's just to guide you, right? It's just to guide you on how to build your widgets and stuff, right? So you see it as a guiding tool to building your UI. And then the next thing that you would want to check is maybe the alignment, the text sizes, the colors, and all that. But apart from that, the coding and any other thing is all the way up to you. Do you have any website you made? Yeah, you can check up a lot of websites. This is actually a mobile app, but you can check up another website that I've created. Some websites are first responder, right? Where should I drop it? I don't know if I should drop it in the comment section, but a few websites that I've worked on, right, that are live and you can check out is this first responder. For that, it was built with Angular, right? Yeah, so this is first responder. This website that I worked on. You can check my company's website as well. My company's website is Vangela Technology. So let me search VDT and see if we are gonna have it. Yeah, we have a lot of VDT out there, but when you check Vangela Technology, yeah, global shop, yeah, So when you check Vanjila Technology, this is my company's website. The company I work with is a tech company that is based in Ghana and Europe as well. So you can go check it out, Vanjila Technology. Right. Yeah, and then we also have another website which is Forge Africa. How long did it take? Not that long. Yeah, most of them were developed in a span of less than 3 months. So let's say give or take 1 to 2 months. Yeah, most of them. This is also Forge Africa. Yeah, this is where we do our lesson, our mentorship, and all that. So when you want to learn, my previous mobile development event, right, was held through Forge Africa. So that was Code with Secho, and we've ended it. Right, we've ended it. It was the same Flutter development and all that, and that one was paid. But currently I'm just putting it out there so that all of you can have access to it. How can I earn through coding online? You don't you either build your own software or you build for people. Yeah, so you build your software. If you want to earn through coding online, you build your software and make it put it behind a paywall where users have to. I wanted to create a phone app. Can you help me? And I do need help to do it. Reshots, you should check out the episode 1 of this channel. Episode 1 of this particular session or lessons, and when you follow from episode 1 to this episode 5, you should have a clear idea of how to build mobile applications. And don't forget to follow the WhatsApp channel for updates. You can also send a DM. Yeah, we get our domains from so the company domains, we normally get it from the big platforms. So you can also, it's easy actually getting a domain. I think getting a domain, you can get a domain from GoDaddy and all other domain provider distant platforms, right? Yeah, so I have Forge Africa, and that's it. And for the mobile apps, you can check First Responder Ghana, right? When you go on Google Play, you can check the First Responder mobile app, right? It's on there. It's an app for first responders and people in emergencies. So if you are in an emergency and you need help or you need support, and you can just go on this app, click and request for an emergency. People will be redirected or shown your, all this I built with my team, right? My team at Vanjila Technology. That's for first responder. And if you want to have fun, you want to enjoy stuff that we do on here, you want to have a feel of travels. So if you are interested in traveling and all that, and you want to know occasions and stuff that are being organized by travel agencies and all that, you can check out Trekmara, right? You can check out Trekmara. It's an app that has all this traveling stuff. If you are interested in exploration and all that, you check out Trekmara. You have access to a lot of stuff in there, right? And when you want to check out the Trekmara on Play Store, we also have the app available on Play Store. So you can go on Play Store. Where's Play Store? And download the app. In the app, you have access to what is the Google Play Store. Yeah, so in Trekmara, you have access. Go to Play Store and search Trekmara. What are you trying to tell me? Yeah, so this is Trekmara on Play Store. When you download the app, you have access to a lot of features. All right, you have access to a lot of features. Those features include you visiting, what should I say, beautiful parks, beautiful event centers and all that, events that have been organized in your country. You can have access to all that, especially in Ghana. If you're also a creator and you want to post your travels, your tours and all that on the app, like how you do on TikTok, posting of reels and all that, you can also do it on Trekmara. So if you're watching, you can just download Trekmara right now on the Play Store and have access to it. It was launched in less than a month. That's why Google cannot recognize it, because the traffic is low. Yeah, so I'm putting out there for you to have access to it. And in Trekmara, you can also make a little bit of cryptocurrencies, right? Based on the views, the likes, and the attractions you get on your post when you post your reels and stuff. You can also get rewards for that, so you should check it out. And if you have an agency where you also want to post your items in there, your tours, your stuff, you can post it on Trekmara. Yeah, so guys, that's a lot a lot of talks. Let's get on to the development. So we have our elements in here, right? We have our elements in here with a good pattern. Since we are using wrap, the next thing we can do with wrap is to go in here and check the properties of this particular wrap widget, right? So we have alignment, we have run alignment, cross axis alignment and all that, right? So when we call the alignment, which is the wrap alignment, we can say it should start from center, which is doing nothing. So let's try cross axis alignment and see if we have space between and all that. So the wrap alignment has different, so we have center, we have start and end and all that. So let's try cross axis and see the cross axis, sorry, yeah. So let's try this too and see nothing. Yeah, so that is wrap. We can use wrap to achieve this, but one thing about wrap is the configurations are kind of confusing and a lot for a starter. So what I can use to make it simple is, maybe we should try the grid layout, and then the grid layout, you just specify the number of elements you want on the horizontal axis and then you move on. Yeah, so when we try the grid, right, let's try the grid view, then we have the grid delegates and all that. Guys, you're about to do a lot of things that you are not prepared for. Yeah, so when we check the grid delegates, inside of that we will have the sliver grid delegates, right? Guys, this is some things that you might not want to joke with. So what do we have? Wait, guys, I'm even getting confused though, seriously. Yeah, so we are gonna have this, so sliver grid delegate with fixed cross axis count. Guys, how can you name a function so long? How can you name a function so long? So we have this as sliver grid delegate with fixed cross axis count. Like how? Why? Yeah, so it's self-explanatory, right? It's very self-explanatory. It is just saying that, okay, for this element or this particular grid element, you are going to specify a fixed cross-axis count, right? So when you come down here, we have the cross-axis count, which is the horizontal alignment. So we are saying you prefer Riverpod, right? What are you using for your state management? Yeah, so we haven't started with state management yet. And for Riverpod, yeah, I want to use Riverpod, right? I think I'll just go with Riverpod. I was thinking if I should use GetX, but GetX is kind of Nah. So I'll go with river pod when it's time for state management. Yeah, so for the sliver grid delegate with fixed cross-axis counts, it's just saying that for the elements that we are going to have in the grid, we have to specify the cross-axis element, the count. So down here, we are saying we are going to have 3 elements on the cross-axis, and then from there we move on, right? So let's check it. It has cross-axis count, right? This and this and this and this and this. So what is the next thing? The next thing for the grid view is to specify what? Is it going to take children? Yeah, it's going to take children. So inside of that children, we'll just copy this that we have here, right? And then we will close the wrap now. So let's close the wrap now, like this. And then let's drop this in here. So now let's rerun the app and see how the grid elements are going to look like. Phew. Our elements are gone because of one issue. I think I know where that issue is coming from. Now we are going to fight sizing, right? The following readable was being processed when the exception was, yeah. So now we are going to fight sizing issues. Yeah. So we are going to fight sizing issues, right? Let me first look at this. So we will have to set the scroll. I think we have to remove the scroll, right? I think we have to remove the scroll from the grid element because we are already using the scroll axis. So scroll fixes, I think we have to remove it and set it to none, right? Where are we using that? So when we set the physics, let's set it to non-scrollable phases, right? Well, set it to, what does it say? It's saying that, hey, wait, let's check the scroll phases for grid because I don't get it. Scroll fixes for grid, right? I know we have non-scrollable fixes, but I don't get it. Scroll fixes for grid. Yeah, in Flutter. So we have clampy. Yeah, so we have non-scrollable scroll phases. So I don't know why it's not giving this. We have non-scrollable scroll phases, guys. So why was it throwing an issue? So sliver grid. If we should try the bouncing scroll phases, what does it do? I haven't tried this one before. And then we have, which scroll phases is that one too? We have the actual scroll phases, which also does nothing, right? I'm looking for the non-scrollable scroll phases because that's what's supposed to make it not to scroll, right? Yeah, that's what's supposed to make it not to scroll. No, this is Flutter. Yeah, this is Flutter and we are building a mobile app. And inside of our grid view, we are trying to make it non-scrollable because we have, yeah, so disable user scrolling entire. This is used when you nest the grid inside another scrollable, which is like, and you want to parent. Yeah, guy. So it's never scrollable this thing, right? It's never scrollable physics. So that's what's supposed to Bro, do you do screen connect? No, I'm using this. I'm using the I'm using I'm facing an issue, so how to even talk is, yeah. So I'm using, let me follow for more. I think I can learn more. Yeah, you can check out the YouTube channel. We have a lot of episodes in there, so you should check it, right? Bro, do you do screen connect? No, I'm using Android Studio and it comes. Can you do screen connect panel? I still don't get it. If you are asking about this Android emulator, then it's from Android, but you mean screen connect panel, I don't get it. Yeah, maybe we should break it down to, yeah, Jody, hi. So if I should have something like this, guys, the two elements here are fighting. This element, because I'm using the single child scroll view, right? Now the single child scroll view is fighting with this, the grid view. So if I should wrap this grid view inside of an expanded widget, let's see if it will still work. It's not going to work because these two layouts are fighting. If I should take this out, if I should take the single child scroll view out, then these things are going to appear, right? They are going to appear, but because I am using it, it's now fighting with the grid view. Guys, should we continue fighting to make the grid view work, or we should just, oh yeah, shard, is it shard or shaft? Yeah, what's up? Guys, don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, right? We are live on YouTube. When you go on there, you have access to the full episode. Watching from London, I want to, yeah, when you go on there, you have access to the full episode and everything that is going on here. You can follow and learn again and again and again and again. Yeah, so guys, the grid view is giving an issue. Seriously, I want to leave the grid view right now and use the wrap because it's having an issue with the single child scroll view. Yeah, it's having an issue with the single child scroll view. Even though I'm using the never scrollable faces, it's still fighting with the single child scroll view. So me, guys, I'm not going to stress myself. I'm not going to stress you. I want to keep it simple. So let's just go with the wrap. All right, let's just go with the wrap already so we can fix it and then we move on with our development. We have our wrap looking like this. All we have to do is to make sure the elements are expanded. All right, the elements are in the center of the screen and then we are good to go. That's all. When you check the wrap, we have this, right? We have this as spacing. We have axis, which is the horizontal axis. We have a lot of elements that we can use to kind of make our items appear in the center, right? So we are going to use that and stop killing ourselves because, bro, grid wants to break our head and I don't want us to do a lot of things in there. Yeah, so when we check the run spacing, we are going to use this 8.0 to space them, right? Yeah, hello Joshua. Please, is it Python? No, it is Joshua. Can you send a DM? I wish I can send you a DM right now. So let me drop you a DM. Right. Let me drop you a DM with my WhatsApp contact. Joshua, I'm sending a DM. Can you access it? So yeah, so you should have access to it. Yeah, so guys, we have our run spacing. looking at the design, right? Looking at our design, the run spacing, it's kind of bigger compared to what we have right now. So looking at this, our run spacing is very small. The run spacing, it's like the vertical alignment between our items, right? So when we make it 16, the vertical alignment is going to be a little bit bigger, right? And then when we also have the run alignment, and when we say space between, yeah, it's gonna give us that. It really doesn't do anything, so let's just check the spacing itself, which is also 16, and it's looking like this. Yeah, so guys, this is for wrap. As you can see, wrap has done our work for us. When we were using grid was supposed to actually make our life better, but it nearly ended up as in jail. So grid nearly ended us up in jail. So yeah, we'll just have to use this. Yeah, so 1 minute. Who is this? Yeah, we are just building an app, a coffee shop app. This is a Flutter developer lesson. We are learning, I'm teaching. Okay, if I knock your head. Yeah, so it's just a Flutter developer lesson. This is called Researcher Online, not the offline one. And we are building a coffee shop app, and in the process we are learning mobile applications development. Yeah, so guys, we were able to achieve our stuff using the wrap, right? So now that we are able to build you're laughing. Yeah, now that we are able, don't forget to check out the YouTube channel before I move on. Now that we are able to build our items with the wrap and make it look good, the next thing for us thank you, man. The next thing for us is to make sure that we align the elements, right, according to their categories. Send me the money. You say make I go out. I know they go out. Send the money. They owe me 50%. Yeah, so the next thing for us is to do this, right? Do this items here again and again and again and again. So what we are going to do is to take the row which takes the heading, right, the category, and then the see all button. As you can see in the design, every category has this heading, which is the category name, and then the see all button. So we are going to use that to separate our items right now, right? Yeah, SSS, I'm using Android Studio. I'm using Android Studio for the app development. And if you want to see how we did the setup and everything, you check out the YouTube channel. The name is called Researcher. In there, you would have access to the episodes. Check episode 1 of this particular Flutter crash course, and you see how we did the build. Don't forget to drop a subscription when you get to the YouTube channel. Yeah, we are live on YouTube, by the way. Because I'll call you this evening. Do you still sell your laptops? Yeah, laptops are available, so you feel free to call. Yeah, so guys, we are going to have this, the row, which is the heading of this, all right, the category, and then we are going to have the wrap, which are the items. All right, guys, thanks for the gifts. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so we are going to have that. So we will create a widget, right? Quite thanks for the gift. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel. Guys, check out the YouTube channel and have access to all the episodes. So we are going to create a widget, right? And this widget will be, what should be the name of the widget? The widget is going to be this. All right, so it's going to be food. Let's call it food widget. That doesn't really explain what it's doing, right? What what should be the name of the widget? Guys, the difficult part of building is when you have to name your class or something like that. 1 minute, thanks for the gift. I'll come for universe. That's not the money, or that's not the 50% you are sending. Oh. Yeah, so let's say this is our food widget. Yeah, so we are just gonna call it a stateless widget, and let's call it the food widget. So the food widget is gonna return a column which will have a children of these two. Right, so it's gonna return a column which will have a child or children of these two. Okay, app colors, we are gonna have app colors, and then we are gonna have this food list. So now what we will do, so inside of each widget, right, we would need a list of food. So we are going to do our first transfer of data, right? So this is where we are going to transfer data between widgets. So this is a new concept you'll be learning, transferring data between widgets from widget A to widget B. So now we know that we would have to give a list of these food items, but because this food widget is going to be a list of these items, we have to send that to the particular widget from the home page. So inside of home page, we will send the list of food to the food widget. That is what we are doing. All right, so what we will create a final list of food model. Right, remember our food widget, it's then we'll call it food list. Remember our food widget is a list of this food model, right? If you go on the home page, you know that this is a list of food model. So we'll be sending the same thing back here because we need a list of food model. So when we come here, inside of this class, we already have the error gone. So now we'll pick the food list from here, and then we'll just fill it with the items that will be sent from the home page. Yeah. So now when we come here, what we are gonna do is that for the list of these elements, right, which is the columns, right, if we rerun the app, you should see that our food list is gone. Our food list will be gone when we rerun the app. And even if we bring the food widget, now when we bring the food widget, and then for the food list we specify the food list, a rerun of the app should bring the list back. Yeah, so now you can see we have the list back. Now the goal here is to make sure that we separate the list into their respective categories, right? We are separating the list, the food, into their respective categories. So we are going to have drinks, food, and all that. So that's what we are doing. And to achieve that, we would first have to create a list, right? So we are still going to use the food list with the spread operator, right? And then we are going to use map food, right? We are going to map food, and then we are going to map food, and then in there we will now have to create a list of that food and its categories. Now this is going to get this might go two ways. This might go two ways, which means we might achieve it on the first try. And it might go two ways, which means when we get it on the first try, we have to do some manipulations to get the actual result, right? So the first thing is that when we get this food, right, now we are going to have a list of all this food. Now we have to separate all this food into another list based on their category. All right, based on their category. So this is gonna get confusing, guys. This is gonna get confusing. Okay, so now we will do something like this. So we'll say if food dot category is equal to the first category in here is drink. So we are gonna have drink, and then we'll return this. So now we'll return food widgets dot that particular list. So that is one. But the issue with this is that we are going to fall into some trouble when we do this, right? So what we can do again is that one, let me do this, right? So we are going to return, let's say, a column. We are going to return column, right? And then inside of column, this thing should stop giving me, I'm thinking, don't give me that auto whatever generation. I'm thinking, yeah. So now we'll do if inside of the column, right? We'll do if category is drink. Then we'll do this, and then we'll do food widget, and then we'll specify that particular food list, which is drink, right? Ooh, guys, so let's let me rerun and make sure something is showing before I move on. So it's gonna take this, you see, so it's specifying all the foods, right? Yeah, now that is making a little bit of sense. So when we come down here, we would have to use the category. We would have to use the category of food that we are sending, right? And that one too, it's kind of crazy. So it means that, guys, it means that inside here, our model has to be retouched, right? Our model has to be retouched, because if we need only the name of the category, then it has to be a model name, right, with a list of the food items, right? So we must have the food model, and then inside of the food list we will now have a category name, and then followed by the list of food items. Guys, this is getting tough and confusing. I'm feeling bad for you guys because you might get confused with what is going on right now. Alright, so what we would have to do is this. In here, when we get the food, right, when we get a food model, we should be able to use the name of the food model, and then down there we should have the category, right? So what we are going to do is that we will create a model, right? We will create the model this way. So let's create another class called food, right? And then inside of food, we would have this element. We'll have this element, the food ID and all that. Pay attention to what is going on here, because this side is very important. Yeah, so we are going to have this, and then inside of food model, right, inside of food model we are gonna have the, let me not give you the ID again because I don't want to confuse you. So we are gonna have the category, right? This model, the category of the model, and then we are going to have a list of foods. So we are gonna have list of foods. That is what we'll be having. So down here we are gonna have list of foods. So now each food model will have its category as a different name, and then down there it will have a list of foods. All right, so I'll copy this because I don't want to regenerate it. So I'll copy this, and then when I come here I'll cut this, and then all I'll do is to send it to this and say generate dummy data for this. And then we'll say refactor refactor the list to use the new model. Yeah, so let's do this, and then this is what we are gonna have. Yeah, so now we can throw this list away and then use the new one like this. Oh, this thing, why would you make this mistake again? I'm not supposed to be making those mistakes. So because I already gave you the list, you're not supposed to make this mistake. Let me just copy this and then paste it so that, and then paste it so that we'll move on. Yes guys, so I told you doing this we might hit a few roadblocks that we would have to work around. Yeah, but that's the beautiful part of software engineering. Roadblocks and then you learn. Roadblocks and then you learn. Yeah, so that's what we have. And then when we come here, we are going to use food list, right? So now we are just going to pick what? We are just going to pick food, a food model. Yeah, so now we'll pick food model and then we'll make use of that. Yeah, so now we have food model, and all we have to do is we'll call food model dot foods, and then we map each food. Now when we come to the heading, we are going to call food model dot category. Now that is what we have. So we're going to call food model, and then we specify food dot, yeah, so we specify that particular food. Now when we rerun, let's see what we would have. So now we have drink. Yeah, so now we are saying if the category is drink, then specify this drink, and then we can do it for all the categories, which are drinks, coffee, food, and then the merchandise. We can do that for them, but there has to be an optimized way of doing it, right? Yeah, so what we will say is that if the food category, right, the food dot category is equal to food list, right, dot, okay, so now what we can do is that we have to pick the index of this particular thing and specify the category so that we can use it, right? We have to pick the index of this particular thing so that we can use the category. So now what we will do is that instead of using list food list.map, we will now use another list builder, all right, which will be this list builder. So we are going to use either list.generate, or we are going to use list builder. And we can't use list.generate here because it has to be used at this point. So we'll just have to use the ListView ListView.builder, and then inside of this we will now build our items, right? So inside of the item builder we will have our build context, which we will call context, and then the index of the item that we are building. Why are you giving me that shakara movement? Let's give it context, and then let's give it index. Wait, oh, this thing, stop disturbing me. Yeah, so we're gonna have this, and then inside this we'll return our column. What is this one saying? Say it's expected what blah blah blah. Yeah, so now inside of this list view builder we are going to return the food widgets, and let's see what we would have. Yeah, the list view builder too, because it's inside of this because it's scrollable, it's now giving us a scrollable issue, a scroll issue. So let's not make it scrollable and see. It's still gonna drop an issue even if we put it in an expanded. Let's see if it's still gonna drop an issue. Yeah, so because of single child scroll view, a lot of our alignments or list builders or list staff are not working, which I'll show you how to go about it in the few episodes, but I don't want to stress it over here because Charlie, it's an alignment issue, and if you want to go with that, it's going to give you a tough time. So the other way you can build this is that when it's reach column, right, you call column and call children and do list.generate, right? And then when you call the list.generate, you just do this and then you call the generator, right? So when you call list.generate, you're going to specify the length of the items you are generating, right? So we'll call the food list dot length. That is actually going to generate a lot of items. So let's see how many items we have. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, and then we have 4 items. Yeah, and then inside of the generator, why are you here? Do this way. I like it this way. Yeah, and then inside of the generator you're going to replace it with index. All right, wait, whoa, guys, list.generate, and then you're going to have your index, and then below the index and you go with your generator. So why are you trying to give me issues? what's this? It's supposed to be this. Guys, hey, this thing is giving the freaking shoot. The length is going to be the food list dot length, and then the generator is going to be the index of the elements that we are generating. All right, and then just behind the index we would bring our curly braces like this. So what from the issue, or is it saying we go this way? Because that's not how I know it to be. So when we have index, what? So let's say column. Guys, if you're watching there, this thing is giving a tough time that I am now even asking, why are you giving this error? I'm now asking why you are giving this error, because guys, I can come and kill myself, because this thing is just straightforward and you are given an issue. List.generate in Flutter. I can't come and kill myself. Yeah, is that not it? List.generate, then you bring this, or guys, you have the generator, the width. Guys, so I missed this, right? I missed this. Oh my god, guys, I missed. Oh god, hey, that's one beautiful part but ugly part of this work, right? It makes you like go crazy only to realize that you are your own problem, like you are your own issue. Nobody is fighting you. So we are going to go back to what we are doing and we just complete it here, right? So we are saying if the food, this particular food, right? So when we pick food list, we are just going to define our food. So we will do final food, and then we will say it's equal to the food list. It's equal to the food list with the current index. So when we pick the current index from the food list, that becomes our food. What I mean is, when you pick food index 0, are you coding web or both games? I'm coding a mobile app. I am building a mobile app. This is like one of the episodes. If you want to see more of it, you can check out the YouTube channel. I'm live on YouTube, so you can check it out. Yeah, so guys, when we pick index 0 of the list, we are picking the first element of this list. So one thing you have to understand, that in a list, right, in a list, when you talk about list in software engineering or mobile development or software development, the very first element in a list is 0. It's of index 0. The second element is of index 1. The third element is of index 2, and then index 3. So if they ask you how many index do you have in this particular list, you have 0, 1, 2, 3. But the items are 4. Yeah. Yeah, so when we come here, we are creating a new value, all right? A new instance of the food model. And that food model is this particular food model that we pick from the food list. So when you take food list and you pick a particular index of that food list, it becomes a single food model, which means when we come into this list and we pick index 0, it becomes a food model on its own, a single food model. Yeah. So when we pick this food model, we are saying that if the food category, all right, if this particular food category, it's equal to whatever food category we pick here, right? So when we pick any index and the category is equal to this particular food category, then show this model and drop the food in there. Huh. So let's rerun and see what we have. So this is what we have, guys. Now you can see our elements are aligned and they are separated by the category, right? So now it's looking clear and it's looking clean and it's making sense now. Yeah, it's looking clear, it's looking clean, and it's making sense. So now when you pick a particular food model, when the categories are the same, you just call the food widget that we've created, and then you put the elements down there. You see, so when it comes to food, we have this. When it comes to drink, we have this. Coffee, we have this. Merchandise, we have this. Yeah, so that's what we've been trying to achieve throughout the start of the of the build all the way up to now, and we've been able to achieve it. The only thing is I want us to drop the names back to single line. I don't know why the names are a lot, but yeah, we can even have it that way. It doesn't spoil anything, as we have on here. Nothing spoils. So yeah, we can go ahead and have the names like that. Oh, guys, it's been a long ride. It's been a long ride to get in here, but yeah, it's great we are here now. It's beautiful we are here now. It's beautiful we are here now. What we have to do is that spacing between all the elements, right? That spacing between all the elements. So when you check here, our first element has that good spacing, which is the 40px, but after that, all the elements, none of them has that spacing again. So we would have to do that. Yeah. In order to do that, when you come to the list, we'll just make sure that after generating each element, we will put a space below it, so that the next element will start after that space. So when we generate one element, we'll drop a space below it, and then we'll go to the next one. So when we rerun, you can see we now have that spacing below all of them. You can see we have the spacing now. Now the next thing is to make sure those elements are aligned to the start. We have to make sure the elements are aligned to the start. So when we go to our wrap, which is at the food widgets, when we go to the wrap, we'll do the wrap spacing. Is it the run spacing, the run alignment? And then we say wrap alignment as start. Let's do that and see, are they aligned at the start? No. So which other one should we take? Let's look at the elements. We have cross-axis alignment. So let's try the cross-axis alignment to start, and let's see. So let's do wrap alignment dot start. Let's see. I want these elements to begin from the start of the screen, right? That's what I'm trying to achieve. But something is still holding them in the center, and that is what I'm trying to get. So we did cross alignment, it says no. We did wrap alignment, it says no. What else can we do? It's not going to be vertical alignment. It's either the alignment itself or the run alignment. So when we try the alignment itself and we put it as start, is it gonna work? It's still not working. So now we have to find our way around it. By the way, why is it not even working? Why is it not working? Because it's supposed to be working. So why is it not working? Why is it not working, guys? It's supposed to be working. Yeah. So let's investigate why it's not working. Right, let's investigate why it's not working. I want us to look at some few fixes that we can add to see if it will work. So we've tried everything with wrap and it's not working. That means the elements are aligned to this. So let's first pick this and then let's do the cross axis to start. Let's try with the main one and see. Yeah. So now you can see the reason why the wrap elements were not going to the start is because the actual parent that is holding them is not aligned to the start, and that parent is the column. Yeah, so guys, you can see we've been able to achieve this design too. It's been a long ride, guys, but I hope you understand and accept that this is how it is. Software engineering will take you up and down, cross, side, left, right, and it can take you anywhere it wants to take you, but at the end of the day you have to be able to achieve your goal, right? And in case you get confused at any point, just make sure you go back and then make sure you repeat again and again and again and again until you get a full idea of what you're doing. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, TikTok, don't forget to check out the YouTube channel. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and also drop a like. And also join the WhatsApp channel for updates. Yeah, so guys, this is the design and this is what we have here. So this is what we have here and this is what we have here. All we have to do is to shorten the name of our list to maybe 11 names, right? So we can just copy this again and tell that Gemini that, hey, shorten the names to single names. Try to look like what we have on the design. So shorten. Yeah, so guys, if you want to ask how I use my AI, this is how I use it. I use it mostly for dummy data. I use it for generating dummy data. And then when it comes to fixes and stuff, I read a lot. Hello sir, how can I set up my environment for mobile app development? Okay, K-Tech, we've done that already, so thank God the video is here. Check out, I'm live on YouTube, right? So let me show you the steps on how you can get the video. Go on YouTube right now. Let me replace this and then I show you the steps. Yeah, so let's rerun the app and then let's confirm items are looking good. Yeah, so guys, we have our items now. So K-Tech, that is how you find the setup. So go on YouTube, all right, open your tab and then search the name code with Secho, as I put in the comment section on TikTok. And then when you go on the live, click on click on my profile, and then on the profile go to the playlist. All right, on the playlist you follow the Flutter crash course. In the crash course, check the episode 1. All right, that is the Flutter roadmap, IDE setup and installation. So from there you'll find the tutorials to installing on Mac or Windows. Right, so go check that out. It is very detailed, and after checking it out, you should be able to set up your environment for mobile development. So when you get there, don't forget to drop a follow and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because more updates are on the way. Yeah, so guys, we've been able to achieve this design as we have here on our UI, as you can see. And yeah, it's, thank you sir, I appreciate it. I'll follow you and share the link. Sure, you are very much welcome. And if you are new to mobile app development too, don't forget to follow the WhatsApp channel for more updates and more tutorials. Yeah, so guys, we now have our elements like this, and let's check the UI. It's looking almost like how we have it on the UI, but there's a little updates that we have to do, right? Just tiny updates that we have to do, which is the container, right? When we take the container, we have to add a little bit of padding, right? Where can I get the WhatsApp channel? Yeah, so the WhatsApp channel, it's available on YouTube. The link to this particular video, I'm live right now. So when you go on there, the link to this particular video, in the description, you have access to the WhatsApp channel. Yeah. So guys, yeah, I think we've gotten our design looking exactly like how we have on the UI. So what we are going to do is to make our padding symmetric, and this should be the, let's set our horizontal padding, which will be 8.0, and then our vertical padding, which is 16.0. Yeah. So now we have our elements. Guys, according to design, according to UI, in Ghanaian language, we say pepepe, which means exactly according to the UI. So when you check the UI, this is what we have on the landing page, and when you check our app, this is what we have on the landing page. No difference, just a very superb and beautifully looking design. Yeah. So where do you think is gonna be the next screen? Is the next screen gonna be the scan and pay? Is the next screen gonna be order, account, rewards, or is gonna be login, join now? What did you create the UI with? Yeah, the UI is on Figma. The UI is available on Figma. If you want to have access to it, it's just in the description of this video, right? So you check out the YouTube channel called Researcho. We are live on YouTube. So in the description of this video, you should have access to the UI. And don't forget to drop a subscription or a follow. Yeah, so guys, after this screen, right, the episode 6, hopefully we are going to do the episode 6 tonight. It's going to be these two screens, the sign up and then the login. No, I did not create this UI. It was actually a free UI that we picked when we were making the decisions for the development. So it was created by one professional developer, UI designer. Let me see if I can get his name for you. About me. Yeah, so this is him. This is his face. He is a professional UI UX designer. You can take a look at him. He has 13 years of experience and all that. So this is his profile. His name is Vascan Design. Yeah, so I have to add all this stuff to the UI. I have the link to the UI, so you can just check it out, and then you have all this. Yeah, he has about 160 plus completed designs and all that, so you should check him out. Yeah. So back to our screens. Yeah, so guys, according to the UI, we've been able to complete our design, and this will be the end of episode 5. When we come back to episode 6, we are going to design the join now screen. All right, we are going to design these screens in the episode 6. So don't forget, if you are watching now, don't forget to drop a follow. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel for more updates. Yeah, so that will be that for this episode, guys. I started learning Flutter this week. Any pointers or advice on a good platform to learn from? Yeah, so on a good platform to learn from, this is the platform where you are for practical aspect, for the practical stuff and everything. This is where you are. We come live every day 9 p.m. and for this week I'm sure I'm gonna come live throughout the day because I'm on leave. So yeah, you come live 9 p.m. and then you check out the YouTube channel for most of the Flutter related tutorials. And for documentations, I recommend the actual official Flutter docs. Right, so when you check the official Flutter docs, you should have oh wait, yeah, so for the dev.flutter, this is where, what's the time there? Yeah, currently it's 2:40 p.m. So you have the official Flutter docs and then you have access to all the stuff that you want to read. Yeah. Yeah, so that is that. And for the practicals, the practical and implementation and everything, you check out the channel code researcher and then you have access to it all. So this is the episode 5 of the Flutter developer tutorial. You check out the channel and then you join the WhatsApp channel as well for more updates. Yeah, so guys, that is that for this episode. In our next episode, we will be building the screens, which is the sign up. All right, we'll be building the sign up and then the sign in screens. So that is what we'll be doing when we are back on this episode. This evening, hopefully, we should be done with this, and hopefully we should be done with this. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next episode. My YouTube people, I'll see you, and my TikTok people, make sure you join from the YouTube channel because that is where you are gonna have a very beautiful preview of what we are doing and have access to all the other resources as well. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the follow, and thank you for sticking around throughout the episodes. Guys, I'll see you in our next episode this evening. Yeah.